The one and only Slick Rick, NBA analyst. But Marcellus, I'm going to come to you first, big dog.
Yeah.
Should the Lakers fear the Blazers if the Blazers do indeed make the playoffs?
This is going to be proof I do my job, and I'm objective about doing it. No, they shouldn't fear no damn Trailblazers coming into the building. The Lakers and the greatness of their squad and their dynamic duo. Who's going to guard LeBron if you want to really just get to it? All these NBA insiders or NBA overthinkers are trying to make something compelling that is not really compelling. This won't be a fair matchup. No one can guard AD, period, in the NBA, let alone who's going to guard LeBron on the Portland Trailblazers. They don't have the size. Trevor Ariza's not coming into the bubble. And that was the only guy you looked at on this roster that could be able to do it. So when they talk about NBA success and playoff wins and eventual championship success, they always talk about the building blocks of that success. Let's see how Portland has been building up their confidence and ammunition to go against the Lakers. Whoa, wait a minute. Look at the Oregon Trail, as we call it, Blazers postseason results. The last 7 seasons lost. They lost to the Warriors without KD. Ooh, swept. Look at that. Swept. Gentlemen sweep, gentlemen sweep, gentlemen sweep. I hate to say this, but, man, they only have one All-Star since 2015. We know who it is, Dame Lillard. My dog, Dame Dollar. C.J. McCollum's a beast. All of that said, there's no way they're going to hang in a series against the Lakers.
See, here's the thing, Marcellus. I respect you now at least getting over your pride and your bias, showing some love to the Lakers. I respect that. But the Lakers should be worried, and they should be scared, because for asking who going to guard Bron, who going to guard AD, which are valid questions, who the heck gonna guard Dame? That's my real concern. On any given night, we've seen LeBron, and you've talked about it recently. Like LeBron, if he go off, he might go off for 35. If Dame go off, Dame going off about 45, 50.
Yeah.
Plus you got CJ. Plus you got Nurk. And then you got Melo, who's showing himself to be the Hall of Famer that he truly is all over again. I was watching the game last night, and I'm sitting here thinking, bruh, if these Blazers slide into that eighth spot, if they make it into that A spot, either by the play-in or whatever you may have it, they are going to pose a huge threat. Because I'm looking at the Lakers like, yo, Waiters, he not finna D-up Dame. Caruso, I know you're not about to tell me Caruso gonna D-up Dame. Ooh. And then you got CJ, who's averaging the second highest points of his career. So I look at the totality of the Trailblazers, and I think that the Lakers will be in big trouble if they got to have that matchup round one.
Get him, Rick.
I don't know if I can say two bigs. Big trouble. Marcellus, I'll give you this. That was as strong a case as you could possibly make for the Lakers not having an issue with the Blazers, especially that first-round history. That is hard to argue with, and you are 100% right. My number one question is, who is going to guard LeBron James?
Nobody.
All that said, there are a lot of matchups. Dame Lillard being one, as Acho mentioned. But there are a lot of matchups here that are question marks for the Lakers. The Lakers' strength outside of LeBron and AD, what is it? It's their size. If there's any team that can match them and surpass them in size, it's the fact that they've got Yusuf Nurkic, they've got Zach Collins, they've got Hassan Whiteside coming off the bench. They can win that matchup. So it's going to go the other way. I ultimately don't believe that the Lakers the Blazers have enough to win this series. But if you've looked at LeBron James and his history of getting to the finals, he's swept. It never takes any time to get through that first round. It has to be a sweep. The 1 year where he went 7 games, they got swept out of the finals by the Warriors because they had nothing left at the end. The Lakers can win this. But LeBron is going to have to expend more energy at both ends. He's going to have to defend, and he's going to have to be a big-time scorer every night for them to do it. And that's a lot more energy than he has had to expend in the first round in quite some time. I think we can agree on this.
Yes.
Among all the teams that could be the 8th seed, if there is any team that they should fear, the one team that they don't want to see are the Portland Trailblazers, because everybody else, I'd be in full agreement. They're not going to pose a threat. The Blazers at least have the requisite experience roster
Talent.
versatility to be able to do exactly that.
To your point, Slick Rick, I give you that. Look, the Grizzlies, Spurs, Pelicans, Suns, Kings, none of them scare us because Dame.
Us?
No,
Us? Was that us?
Yes. Dame Dollar. Of all those teams, I don't want to see Dame Dollar.
Facts.
I don't give a damn where he is. He can play with an AAU team. I'm like, I do not want to see Dame Lillard. He doesn't die easily. That said, oh, you got to excuse my boy Acho because sometimes he gets stuck in his football mindset. He forgets that in football, it's a do-or-die situation in the playoffs. But in basketball, it's a series. Oh, and you know why it's a series? Because it's not about your speedometer. Dame Lillard, vroom. It's about your fuel tank. What you going to do the next time? What you going to do the next time? Oh, we got 7 of these bad boys. Oh, that's a problem. That's when the Lakers just going to wear them down. If you look at the Lakers in terms of their roster, it's just too much. Like, they have too many ways to come and attack Dame Lillard. And even if they don't slow him down, they wear him down to one day he maybe has an off night. Who's going to pick that up? You say C.J. McCollum could do it. Duh. But then the Lakers are like, we got AD, we got Bron, and then we're going to look and say, Kuzma, whoever it may be. The point of this is you can't just watch one game last night, my man Acho, and then all of a sudden come in here and be an NBA overthinker, calling yourself an insider. You can't do that. This team has lost 7 more games than it's won. It's a 31-win team, and you're trying to say they're going to beat the number 1 team in the West?
Acho,
Marcellus,
Acho,
it's not what have you done for me, my brother. It's what have you done for me lately. So talking about what teams have done earlier in the season, it really has no bearings on what they have done as of late. Furthermore, the biggest fear I have is not being an insider. It's not being an NBA expert. It's being a guy who can read and crunch numbers. And you got Melo, Nurkic, Gary Trent Jr., Dame Dollar, C.J. McCollum. Those 5 average more points than the entire Lakers team combined in the bubble right now. Now that should put fear in your eyes.